Hey, it's Alex again, and what I'm about to tell you is real. Raw, and, frankly, something you won't believe until you see it with your own eyes. Round Pushpin, Bulgaria. Spring, a small town called Stara Zagora. I didn't go looking for this story. It found me. I was in Bulgaria filming a travel series about hidden cultures and off-the-map places when a message landed in my inbox. It was from a local journalist named Laura. Subject line, Bride Market. Once a year, you have 48 hours. Bride Market. It sounded medieval. I almost deleted it, but curiosity won. Laura picked me up the next morning in a dusty Opel. You need to understand, she said as we drove through the countryside. This isn't just tradition, it's transaction, it's spectacle, it's survival. We were headed to the annual Roma Bride Market, held in a small field near a village called Mogila. Once a year, Roma families from across Bulgaria gather here, dressed in their best, carrying dreams and dowries. The girls, teenagers, many between 15 and 19. The goal, marriage, but only to a virgin. My jaw tightened. I had questions. A lot of them. Laura warned me, they won't like cameras. But if you watch, really watch, you'll see more than a market. You'll see a world trying to protect itself from disappearing. We arrived by noon, and what I saw, I still can't fully explain. Bright dresses, loud music, girls with heavy makeup and glittering jewelry twirling in circles like human fireworks. Men, young and old, standing with crossed arms, watching. Mothers whispering prices, fathers nodding. Yes, prices. Each girl came with a spoken number, a dowry negotiated quietly, sometimes fiercely, depending on her beauty, behavior, and purity. I kept my distance at first. But then a boy, maybe 18, walked up to me, grinned, and said in broken English, "You want wife, mister?" I laughed awkwardly. "I'm just here to film." He winked. "All are virgins. You choose." I swallowed hard. This wasn't a joke. This was real. If part 1 shocked you, hold on. What happened next made me question everything I thought I knew about culture, autonomy, and how far tradition can stretch before it breaks. We walked deeper into the crowd. The field had no fences, but it felt like a closed world. Everyone seemed to know everyone else, glances were exchanged like currency. I noticed how the girls stood apart, mostly in small groups, whispering to each other between twirls. Some looked excited, others looked like they wanted to disappear. Laura guided me through it like a translator, not just of language, but of codes, the ones no one writes down. "You see that girl," she said, pointing discreetly. 16. Her family's asking 5,000 leva. Too high. She won't be picked. A few steps later, that one. She's 15. Her parents have already spoken with 3 families. The man she'll marry is over 30. It was hard to speak. Harder to breathe. Nearby, a group of older men in crisp white shirts and sunglasses were drinking cola from plastic bottles. One of them glanced at a girl, then spoke to a woman beside him. She nodded. The girl's eyes widened, but she didn't move. "No one talks about choice," Laura whispered. "Technically, no one is forced. But you don't come here unless you're ready to be sold." That word, sold, kept circling in my head. Suddenly, a loud beat kicked up from portable speakers. It wasn't traditional music. It was Bulgarian pop folk, chalga, with electronic drums and flashy vocals. The girls stepped forward into a circle. The dancing began. It was like a show, not for celebration, but for selection. The dresses were neon-colored, fitted, layered in sequins and tulle. Think quinceañera meets nightclub. But the expressions, they weren't joyful. They were measured, trained. A man clapped slowly to the beat. Others watched intently. Phones filmed. Offers were whispered. I asked Laura how the dowry system actually worked. It's not the girl being paid. It's the family. Sometimes the buyer pays the family directly. Sometimes, it's arranged in promises, property, livestock, even cash in envelopes. Virginity makes the price. And yes, there are tests. I froze. Tests. Unofficial. But they happen. Doctors. In private. At that moment, a commotion broke out. 2 fathers shouting. One accused the other of interfering with a previously agreed match. Voices rose. Hands flew. It didn't come to blows, but the girls near them shrank back. "Drama is common," Laura said. "Because everyone's watching. Pride is everything." As the sun dipped lower, the deals became more urgent. One girl, barely 16, walked off the field holding hands with a boy maybe 3 years older. Their families hugged. Someone passed money. It was over in minutes. I tried to interview someone, anyone. Most refused. One mother did speak, anonymously. She said, "We don't force her. She wants a good life. Marriage is security. This is our way. You have your Tinder, we have this." I didn't know how to respond to that. Because what if she was right? What if judging this from the outside, from my own Western lens, was missing the point? And yet, I couldn't shake the image of those girls. Eyes heavy with expectation, smiles that felt rehearsed. This wasn't just a market. This was a stage, and every performer knew what was at stake. By the end of the day, I wasn't just an observer. I felt like I'd been given a small crack into a parallel reality, one where marriage isn't just romance or love, but a strategy. A transaction, a public theater of hope and fear. Laura arranged for us to meet with two of the girls, sisters, 16 and 18, who had both participated in the market that day. Their family agreed, on the condition that we not use their names or show their faces. We met in a small concrete house outside the village, its courtyard decorated with drying laundry and plastic chairs. Their mother served thick Turkish-style coffee. The younger girl clutched a pink sequined bag in her lap. Her eyes were lined with fading makeup, the corners of her lips cracked from dry lipstick. She had danced for nearly 4 hours in stilettos. Her feet were bandaged. "I was nervous," she said in soft Bulgarian, translated by Laura. "But also excited. Maybe I meet someone kind. Someone who respects me." Her older sister had been to the market 3 years in a row. The first year, nothing. Last year, one offer, but my father said no. Today, 2 families asked. One came with photos of their son. I liked his eyes. She smiled shyly, then added, "But I don't know yet." I asked them, "What if you don't like the man?" The younger one hesitated. The older answered, "For both, then we wait another year. Or maybe, we don't marry." Their mother chimed in, gently but firmly. "Marriage is protection. It is normal. You want to choose love, fine. But who protects you if he leaves? In our way, his whole family is involved. That's more powerful than love." It wasn't easy to hear, but it was real. We talked more, about school, they both dropped out at 15, about social media, they're on Facebook, not Instagram, and about the dresses. "They're borrowed," the younger girl said. "We rent from a woman in the next village. We return them the next day." Later that evening, as I was leaving, the younger sister gave me a folded note with a tiny glitter sticker. Inside, in careful English, it said, "Do you think girls like me have dreams?" I stared at it for a long time. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about that line. That question. It haunted me. Do you think girls like me have dreams? The next day, we returned to the market field, now nearly empty. Just a few plastic cups left behind. A child's lost earring in the dust. But then I saw her. A girl from the day before, alone, sitting cross-legged under a tree. I approached, slowly. She looked up. She recognized me. "No one chose me," she said, not angry, just honest. I sat beside her. "How do you feel?" "Free," she said, then laughed. "Maybe next year, I won't come." She looked at the field, then whispered, "Or maybe I will. I want to leave this place. But I also want my parents to be proud." I didn't have answers, just silence. As we drove back, Laura said something that stuck with me: "People will judge them. But very few will ask what options they really have." She was right. After everything I had seen, I thought I understood the market. But part 4 taught me otherwise. There was more, a hidden layer, like a second script beneath the performance. We drove to a nearby town the next morning, Pazardzhik. Laura wanted me to meet someone. His name was Stefan. In his early 30s, dressed in a sleek blazer, with mirrored sunglasses and an iPhone in his hand. He was, as Laura put it, a middleman. "I connect families," Stefan said. "They call me when they have a daughter ready, or a son looking." "So like a matchmaker?" "No," he corrected. "Like an agent." He showed me his phone, an entire photo album filled with portraits of girls, smiling, standing in dresses, some looking confident, others visibly nervous. Next to each photo, name, age, village, dowry expectation. "It's more efficient than the market," he explained. "Fewer people, less shame." My stomach turned. "Do the girls know?" "Some do," he said. Some don't, depends on the family. Stefan said he gets a cut from the deal. Sometimes a flat rate, sometimes a percentage. His business thrives in the weeks before the bride market, when negotiations heat up, and some families want an advantage. You know what changes everything now, he added, tapping his phone. TikTok. I blinked. Girls post videos, dance, talk. Boys watch, parents notice. Suddenly, that girl is in demand. That means higher dowry, so they push her to go. Laura looked at me with a kind of resigned horror. It's like influencer culture meets arranged marriage. Later that day, we met with another girl, 17, who refused to attend the market. Her name was Maria. She wore jeans, spoke fluent English, and had ambitions. I want to study law. I won't be bought. But her story wasn't simple. Her parents still pressured her. Her cousins still teased her. And online, she was caught in the same ecosystem. I have 2 TikTok accounts, she said. One for me, one for my family. The family version. Modest, clean, cultural. The real one, trendy, bold, filled with filtered lip syncs. She explained, if I don't play along, they think I'm rebelling. If I rebel, I lose everything. It was a digital masquerade. At night, I rewatched clips from the market. I noticed things I missed the first time, glances, exchanges, phones filming girls who didn't know. Negotiations behind smiles. This wasn't just about heritage. It was a hybrid, half ancient, half algorithmic. My last day in Bulgaria started with silence. Not the kind that feels peaceful, the kind that lingers like a weight in your throat. We had breakfast in a village cafe. The TV played a Bulgarian soap opera no one was watching. Laura scrolled her phone. I stared out the window, trying to understand how to end this story. Do you think anything will change? I asked her finally. She sighed. Not soon, not everywhere, but the cracks are growing. I spent the afternoon walking through the now empty field where it all happened. The music was gone. The glitter had faded. Just a patch of dry grass and a few scraps of fabric tangled in the fence. And yet, I could still hear the voices. The laughter, the negotiations, the pressure. I pulled out the note one of the girls had given me again. Do you think girls like me have dreams? That was the question. Not about culture, not about right or wrong, but about dreams. Because that's what gets lost first in systems built to survive: imagination, aspiration, the freedom to want something different. And that's what struck me hardest. These girls don't lack strength. They're not victims in the way we romanticize. They are warriors within boundaries, negotiating identity, dignity, and legacy in a world that demands obedience. They are adapting, resisting, shape-shifting, with false TikToks and hidden diaries. With bold eyes and quiet hands. With glittered dresses and bruised feet. The bride market may not vanish tomorrow. But somewhere, a girl will read this. And she'll know she's not alone. And maybe that will be the beginning. If I've learned anything, it's this: judging is easy. Listening is hard. And telling someone's truth, without drowning it in your own, is the hardest of all. So no, I won't tell you what to think. But I'll tell you what I saw: a marketplace of marriages. A stage of tradition, a runway of resistance, and in the middle of it all, girls with glitter on their cheeks and fire in their eyes. Girls who still dream. This was Bulgaria, and this was real. Thank you for watching. Share this if you believe some stories still matter. I'm Alex.